So till now we have learned about the Bhakti cult. The previous lesson we have learned about the Bhakti cult. The South Indian saints and dasas, about them we have learned in our previous lesson. Today we are going to learn our fourth lesson, that is Nayakas, Panaganas and Nara Prabhus. Nara Prabhus. What are we going to learn in this lesson? In this chapter, we are going to learn about the Nayakas of Keladi, the Nayakas of Chitradurga, Nayakas of Surapura, and the Nara Prabhus of Yelanka. Nara Prabhus of Yelanka, people who ruled Bengaluru. So we are going to learn about the important Nayakas of all these Palapatus, as well as the achievements of those important kings. We are also going to learn about Queen Channamma in this lesson. After the fall of Vijayanagara Empire, many parts of our Karnataka came under three different administrative rulings. They were the Vijayapura, Keladi and Mysuru. The leaders of these provinces looked after about the administration of the parts of Karnataka, the regions of Karnataka. Now here, after the fall of Vijayapura, many parts of Karnataka came under the rule of Mughals and Marathas. Many parts of Karnataka, after the fall of Vijayapura, many parts of Karnataka came under the administration of Mughals and Marathas. Although Mughals and Marathas had a strong hold, many parts of Mysuru, the Nayakas of Keladi and the Mysuru kings had their hold on their provinces firmly. Although the Mughals and Marathas were very strong, these Keladi rulers and Mysuru rulers, they protected themselves firmly against these people's attack, and they also followed the traditions that were followed by the Vijayanagara Empire. The traditions that were followed by the Vijayanagara Empire was continued by these few dignitaries, that is the Keladi and the Mysuru kings. Whatever the practices the Vijayanagara Empire kings were practicing, all those things were continued under the leadership of the Nayakas of Keladi and the Mysuru kings. Under the Vijayanagara Empire, many small kings were there. Under the Vijayanagara Empire, many small kings were there. They were called as Nayakas or Palagaras. They were the chieftains of small administrative units. Those administrative units, the small administrative units were called as Palapatus. The places were called as Palapatus. They were the small administrative units. CE. The Kedadi was founded in 1499 CE by the Vijayanagara Empire. Later, Kedadi became an independent Palipattu. The Nayakas independently ruled over the regions. Which were the regions that were ruled by the Nayakas of Kedadi? The places of the areas, the regions of coastal and Malenadu. Coastal and Malenadu regions were ruled by the Kedadi Nayakas. Then their provinces were very large and very prosperous. Prosperous means that all sufficient things. ಸಮೃದ್ಧಿ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಹಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅವರ ಏನು ಆಡಳಿತದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು ಸಮೃದ್ಧಿ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ದೇ ವರ್ ವೆರಿ ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪರಸ್. The economy was very good. Then the places, the areas, the provinces that were ruled by the Kedadi Nayakas were Shivamogga, Dakshina Kannada, Udupi, Kasaragod in Kerala, Kodagu, Hassan, Tumkur, Chitradurga, Dharwad and Uttara Kannada areas. All these places were ruled by the Nayakas of Kedadi. The famous kings of Kedadi were Hiriya Venkatappa Nayaka and Shivappa Nayaka. First we shall learn about Hiriya Venkatappa Nayaka. He ruled from 1582 to 1629 CE. He is the popular king among the kings of Kedadi. In his period, the Kedadi kingdom attained complete freedom. It was under no one's rule. It was completely under the rule of Hiriya Venkatappa Nayaka. He took out military expedition till river Chandragiri in the coastal region. You can see in this map, children, the red color, the location is there, no? That is Chandragiri. With the help of Queen Abbaka Devi, he also defeated the Portuguese in Mangaluru. He defeated Adil Shahi forces of Vijayapura also and established a victory pillar at Hangan. As he was a broad-minded king, he encouraged all religions. Next comes the another important king, Shivappa Nayaka. Shivappa Nayaka ruled from 1645 to 1660 CE. He was a famous Kedadi king. He occupied the coastal forts of the Portuguese and got the title Padugada Lodaya. He got the title Padugada Lodaya. Padugada Lodaya. He built strong forts in Mangaluru, Bekal and Chandragiri. It is there in Kerala. You can see that even till today. For the security of the kingdom. He had built the forts for the security of his kingdom. Shivappa Nayaka was also a pious man. He was a pure religious man. He encouraged traders of Goa to settle in his state for the development of trade. ವ್ಯಾಪಾರಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಗೋವಾದ ಟ್ರೇಡರ್ಸ್ನ ಅವನ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಎನ್ಕರೇಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದ. The Christians of Goa were experts in agriculture. So Shivappa Nayaka, what he did was, he encouraged them to migrate to his state because they were very good in agriculture. Who? The Christians of Goa. Shivappa Nayaka also made contributions, help to those who came to his kingdom, and also he provided land for them to do the agriculture. Shivappa Nayaka made a strict rule that the Christian priest should be a local person. The foreign person who comes from other place cannot be a priest. The Christian priest who wanted to be a Christian priest must be a local person. Another important thing that Shivappa Nayaka is famous for is for his Shistu, that is the collection of revenue system. Shistu means the revenue system that was followed, started by Shivappa Nayaka. The revenue system started by Shivappa Nayaka was called as Shistu. As per this revenue system, the fixation of land revenue was based on the fertility of the land. In this system, land was surveyed, how the soil was, what kind of crops can be grown in that soil, all these things would be surveyed. Then the cost of seeds that was used to do the farming, cultivation expenditure, all these things, everything would be considered. Then from that, total produce and its value were carefully calculated and perfect accounts were maintained. Shivappa Nayaka, in fact, they say that to get experience, to get his personal experience, he had grown trees in his garden, and from that he used to get the experience of how to grow the crops, how to grow trees and all. By his experiences, he was collecting tax in the form of Shistu. About 1/3 of the production was collected as land revenue. Land tax, what we call now, that was collected about 1/3 only of the total produce. This systematic revenue system, the organized way of collecting tax of in the period of Shivappa Nayaka was called as the Shistu of Shivappa Nayaka. The name itself he got as the Shistu of Shivappa Nayaka. This Shistu system led to the development of Malenadu, where actually proper boundaries were marked, and in that soil what kind of crops can be grown, all that experiments also were done in the time of Shivappa Nayaka. So this led to the Shistu we see even today in Malenadu. Because of this Shistu, Shivappa Nayaka came to be called as Shistina Shivappa Nayaka. See how great this king was. We should all feel very proud to have been born in this Karnataka state. Isn't it, children? After Shivappa Nayaka, Somashekara Nayaka came to the throne. He was the younger son of Shivappa Nayaka. He became the king in 1664. At that time, Keladi kingdom stretched along the entire sea coast from Goa to Malabar. You can see this in map. Then Somashekara Nayaka was a very capable, efficient king. So he had many enemies too. He was slow poisoned by some of his enemies who were jealous of his success. After him, Channamma, the wife of Somashekara Nayaka, the daughter-in-law of Shivappa Nayaka, became the queen of Keladi. Channammaji ruled Keladi kingdom for 25 years. The beautiful queen was full of good qualities: beauty, courage, piety, and generosity, all blended in this great queen. After Somashekara Nayaka's death, Channammaji adopted a boy named Basappa Nayaka. In his name, she took the administration in her hands. In the beginning, she had to face lot of internal enemies, but she suppressed everyone with her administrative tactics. What happened is, ಒಳಗಿನ ಶತ್ರುಗಳು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದರು. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಬಗ್ಗು ಬಡಿತಾರೆ, ಅಂದರೆ ಸಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾರು ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವ್ರ ವಿರುದ್ಧವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬಾರ್ದು, ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Not only that, she gave protection to the important reason what happened for the war with the Mughals was, she gave protection to Chhatrapati Rajaram. He was the son of great Maratha king Shivaji. So what she did, she gave protection to Chhatrapati's son Rajaram. These Marathas and Mughals always were against each other. Mughals wanted to expand their kingdom in the south. So Aurangzeb, the Mughal king, who was waiting to wage a war against Keladi, took this reason, that is, Channammaji has given the shelter to Rajaram. This became a reason for him to attack Keladi. But still, the Keladi soldiers fought fiercely and the Mughals were in trouble. So what they made was, they made a friendship treaty with Channammaji and fled away. They moved away to save themselves for the time being. But later, Channammaji also had to wage war with the Mysuru Wadiyar, Chikkaraja Wadiyar, who was also again defeated, and later even Mysuru kings signed a treaty of friendship with Keladi. Channammaji died in the year 1696. Channamma was the symbol of valor, that is courage and sacrifice of Karnataka. Her name is written in golden letters in the history of Karnataka and the history of India. Channammaji's life is a source of inspiration to all those who love freedom and courage. So again, we must be very proud of our own Karnataka Queen Channammaji. The Keladi kings built temples, agraharas and Veerashaiva mutts. The Aghoreshwara temple in Ikkeri is famous for its sculpture. And the mutts that were built by the Keladi kings were the centers of boarding. That means even the food facilities were given and also education was given. They contributed very generously to all the religions. They were very broad-minded kings. And even Rani Channammaji gifted land for a Christian church at Mangaluru. On account of continuous wars with Mysuru and internal wars, the Keladi kingdom became weak. Later, because Hyderali was attacking often, so Keladi became very weak. Later, Hyderali occupied the Keladi kingdom. There ends the rule of the Nayakas of Keladi. Now we shall move on to the Nayakas of Chitradurga. The Nayakas of Chitradurga have a prominent place, that is an important place in the Karnataka history. They ruled as chieftains from 16th to 18th centuries. Nayakas of Chitradurga were the rulers of the place who had ruled parts of eastern Karnataka, that is Chitradurga district, from 1300 to 1779 CE. They were the feudatory kings under the Hoysalas and the Vijayanagara kings. They ruled as chieftains or Palegaras from 16th to 18th centuries. Earlier, during Hoysalas, they were called as Dandanayakas. They were very famous for their bravery and courage. Among these Nayakas of Chitradurga, 13 chieftains ruled. Chieftains, that is Palegaras, ruled this Chitradurga province for about 211 years. Matti Timmanna Nayaka, that is from 1568 to 1589 CA, was the first king of this Palepattu. Matti Timmanna Nayaka was the first king. During Saluva Narasimha, he was made as the chieftain Palegara in 1568. Then Kasturi Rangappa Nayaka from 1603 to 1652, Kasturi Chikkanna Nayaka from 1675 to 1686, Bichugatti Baramanna Nayaka from 1681 to 1721, then Hire Madakari Nayaka from 1721 to 1749. These are some of the famous kings of the Nayakas of Chitradurga. In this chapter, we are going to learn about Rajavira Madakari Nayaka. He was the Madakari Nayaka the fifth. He ruled from 1754 to 1779 CE. Remember, this Madakari Nayaka about whom we are speaking, Rajavira Madakari Nayaka, he is the fifth. He is the most powerful and popular among the Nayakas of Chitradurga. He ascended the throne at the age of 12. At the age of 12 years, he had become the king of Chitradurga. He had helped Hyder Ali in several wars, but Hyder Ali became very jealous of our Nayaka, Madhukari Nayaka. So what he wanted to do, he wanted to suppress him. ಹೆಂಗಾದರೂ ಮದಕರಿ ನಾಯಕರನ್ನ ಅವರನ್ನ ಪಟ್ಟದಿಂದ ಇಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು, ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಅವರ ಏನು ರಾಜ್ಯ ಇದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಕಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಹೈದರ್ ಅಲಿ, ಹಿ ಬಿಸೀಜ್ಡ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಯಾವುದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ? ಹಿ ಬಿಸೀಜ್ ದ 7 ringed ಫೋರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಚಿತ್ರದುರ್ಗ. 7 ringed ಫೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ 7 ಸುತ್ತಿನ ಕೋಟೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ ಅದು. ಹಿ ಬಿಸೀಜ್ ದ 7 ringed ಫೋರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಚಿತ್ರದುರ್ಗ. I think several times I have told you about the fort of Chitradurga, how big it is. It's just impossible for an enemy to attack the fort easily. It is such an invincible fort. That is, it cannot impossible ಅಂತ. ಆ ಕೋಟೆಯನ್ನು ಮುತ್ತಿಗೆ ಹಾಕೋದು ಭಾರಿ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಅಷ್ಟು ಎತ್ತರವಾದ ಗೋಡೆಗಳಿದೆ, ಅಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡದಾದ ಕೋಟೆ ಅದು. ಚಿತ್ರದುರ್ಗದ 7 ಸುತ್ತಿನ ಕೋಟೆ ಏನಿದೆ, that 7 ringed fort of Chitradurga is very, very big and cannot be attacked very easily. The soldiers of Hyder Ali tried to enter the fort after knowing the secret entrance. They came to know about a secret passage to enter the 7 ringed fort. They thought of attacking, passing through that secret entrance in the absence of the watchman. At that time, Obava, the wife of the watchman, killed the enemies with her wooden pestle. Pestle ಅಂದರೆ ಒನಕೆ. That secret passage is present in the fort of Chitradurga and it is called ಓಬವ್ವನ ಕಿಂಡಿ. ಆ ಓಬವ್ವನ ಕಿಂಡಿ ಮೂಲಕ ಸೈನಿಕರು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು, ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬರಾಗಿ ಒಳಗೆ ನುಗ್ಗೋಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಪಟ್ಟರು. ಆದರೆ ಓಬವ್ವ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ಲು, ಅವಳ ಒನಕೆಯನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡು she took the pestle and killed all the enemies. That is, Hyder Ali's enemies were subdued by Vanake Obava. She was the wife of the watchman of that fort. From that day onwards, that secret passage, what is there in the fort, even today you can, if you visit the Chitradurga, you can see that secret passage. That is called as, today it is known as Obavana Kindi. Hyder Ali, who was not prepared to accept defeat, besieged the fort once again. After Vanake Obava killed many of the soldiers, the Hyder Ali Nayaka's army came to know that Hyder Ali has attacked the fort and they subdued. ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನೂ ಸೋಲಿಸ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ, Hyder Ali ಆರ್ಮಿಯನ್ನು ಸೋಲಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. But Hyder Ali, he was not ready to accept the defeat. So what he did, he once again attacked the fort of Chitradurga. Although Madhukari Nayaka fought very fearlessly in the war, he was defeated in this war. So here ends the dynastic rule of the chieftains of Chitradurga. Thus ended the rule of Madhukari Nayaka, a very valiant king of the Nayakas of Chitradurga. Chitradurga is an attractive hill fort consisting of 7 encircled forts. ಒಳಗೆ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸುತ್ತು, ಅದ್ರ ಒಳಗೆ 7 ರಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಬರೋ ಥರ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ 7 ಸುತ್ತಿನ ಕೋಟೆ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. 7 encircled forts. There are several temples and tanks inside it. The Nayakas of Chitradurga built several temples. The Bharmasagara and Bhima Samudra tanks are their contributions. The Nayakas of Chitradurga are known for their bravery and valor. Valor andre courage. They are very much known for their courage. Now here is a glimpse of Chitradurga fort. In this, a few pictures are captured by me. when our students, BSVP students, had gone to Chitradurga trip. If you have any doubts regarding this part of video of the lesson, Nayakas of Keladi's Kaplan, Nadaprabhus of Yalaga, the part 1, if you have any doubts in this part, you can WhatsApp me and clear your doubts. You should, as always, you should send me the assignment and whenever I give the date. On that day, you have to submit the assignments. Thank you, children.